Hey guys, Brett Weiss here. Welcome to another video. I am at the Utah Retro Game Expo in Layton, Utah. I was invited here as a guest author and a panelist and all that good stuff. I'm really excited. They've got an incredibly cool free play arcade. They got some of my favorite video games of all time. They got some cool pinballs as well. So let's check them out. They've definitely got some I didn't expect to see here. Really, really cool. In addition to some really classic machines, they've got some modern retro like Asteroids Recharged, just a wonderful two-player game, as is Missile Command Recharged. A lot of you guys have probably played this on your Switch perhaps. Asteroids I've played quite a bit in the Centipede version. And check out Missile Command, the sort of smaller unit with a small trackball, but really cool to see that here. It's a pretty hard version of the game to find. And you guys know I love me some Popeye, one of my favorite games of all time. Wonderful platformer, absolutely. And a lot of you know this was originally going to be, or Donkey Kong was originally going to be a Popeye game, and there were some issues, but eventually Nintendo made a Popeye game, which is great. So we get the best of both worlds. We get a Popeye and a Donkey Kong. So yeah, this is a great game, very underrated by some people. Mooncrest, I first played that in 1980 when it came out at the Northeast Mall in Hurst, Texas, a suburb of Fort Worth. And it's just a fantastic shooter. And they never came out with it for a home console. And but until decades later via the homebrew scene. And so yeah, I really loved playing this in the arcades back in the day. Just a killer, you know, Phoenix type shooter. Super Contra, not one you see every day. Really well curated selection of arcades here at the Utah Retro Game Expo. And you got Time Pilot, one of my favorite games of all time. Top 10 for sure. Top 5 on most days, depending on the day you ask me. And I did my favorite 50 retro arcade games of all time. And Time Pilot definitely made the list near the top. And hey, it's my lovely bride, Carice, playing her favorite game. You just died. Perfect time to film you. Playing Centipede, her favorite arcade game of all time.
Best ever, the GOAT.
Yes, and you like it even better than Millipede.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Yeah, great stuff. Yeah, you like Millipede too, but Centipede's the GOAT. Awesome. And you've liked this game since the beginning, since it came out.
Yeah.
Playing in the pizza parlors and the like back in the day?
Back in East Texas.
East Texas, Tyler, Texas. All right, we've got Robotron 2084, another one of my favorites for sure. One of the most hectic and frenetic arcade games of all time. And Defender, another difficult but super challenging. That doesn't make sense. Difficult but super challenging. That doesn't even make sense. Another great game like Robotron that's just, you know, it's a side scroller, but like Robotron, it is super, super challenging. And tons of fun though. Super Breakout. I used to play this a lot on the 2600, and which has a really nice port of this game. And a lot of you might know that the original Breakout is the game that made me decide that maybe I like video games even more than pinball. My daughter Katie would love to see that Tetris is here because that's her favorite game. Awesome. And they got an Ultimate Arcade here, a little multicade action with a variety of titles. Track and Field with the little button things here that prevent you from using a pencil to cheat. Very nice little detail there. A lot of you might have played that on the NES. And of course, you got to have Galaga, one of the greatest all-time shooters. You got some Ghouls and Ghosts. Incredibly challenging game there. Yeah, I've noticed there's one theme about this arcade. There's a lot of hard games here. Yeah, there's some challenging titles. And Pac-Man, of course, you have to have that, and Vanguard. Guys, I love the fact that they have Vanguard here. This is one of my favorite 2600 and 5200 games. The 5200 port is excellent, but man, there's nothing like the arcade original. I love the four-way fire. It's fast and super fun. Excellent game. And then Altered Beast. A lot of you guys know that the Altered Beast cartridge was the pack-in title originally with the Sega Genesis in 1989 until they replaced it with Sonic the Hedgehog in 91. And of course, you got to have Miss Pac-Man at an arcade. You know, you got a lot of casual gamers that come to these conventions, or you've got parents and kids, and everybody expects to see Galaga and Miss Pac-Man. But then you've got guys like me that want to see a little deeper dive, like Tutankhamun, one of the greatest. My favorite maze shooters are probably Tutankhamun and Wizard of War. Love both of those, and I spent, gosh, hundreds of hours probably playing Tutankhamun for the ColecoVision, which is a nice port despite choppy scrolling. And the 2600 port of Tutankhamun is kind of odd. It's really kind of a different game, but it's interesting. And then Super Mario Brothers, always cool to see. The arcade cab, which if memory serves, came out after the home version. And there are some subtle differences between the arcade version and the NES Classic. And I just saw this trio at a recent convention. So pretty cool to have all three games and one cab there. So in addition to traditional arcades, we've got American Boxer. I'm gonna punch the heck out of this bag. And I don't know, I'm not sure which mode to select, but let's check it out. I'm gonna punch whichever mode I pick, I'm gonna punch the heck out of it. So let's check it out. All right, guys, you can select power, speed, or reflex. I'm going with power. And all right, start. All right, I gotta wind up my pitch, like my head like Popeye or somebody. All right. Whoa, 658. Oh, I didn't quite get to hardcore. I got real deal, but I'm gonna try again, of course. All right. I should have warmed up. All right, let's try again. Let's try to beat that. So let's try to get up to hardcore or even champion. Maybe if I kind of jump a little bit and really put my strength into it, my weight into it. Oh, that was lower. All right, guys, one more time. One more time. I've got to be hardcore. I don't even think they counted that.
That's pretty hardcore.
So let's try it. That wasn't good. Oh my gosh, we got diminishing returns here. So, I swear this is the last time. Oh! Happy to be hardcore. And they do have a row of pinballs. I've told you guys that Terminator 2 is a very significant game. For me, I made a huge decision playing that at Putt-Putt. Just I had a life decision to make, a business-related decision. And to collect my thoughts, I played T2. Got Supersonic here. And my good friend Holt Slack has a Baywatch machine. He swears by it that it's a great game. And check it out, guys. I'm so happy to see the original Kiss Bally machine here from 1978. This is such a nostalgic choice for me. I remember they had 3 songs and they were sort of bleepy bloopy versions. But man, back in the day, it was so exciting to play this, being a hardcore fan. And then Jaws. My son Ryan would be very happy to see that they have Jaws here. And we got Pirates of the Caribbean. And we've got some men at work here on this machine.
This is a big game.
Big game.
The front's not on right now.
Okay, yeah. So we got the big game pinball here. We got some operations going on in that. We've got NASCAR. And what do we got? We got Twilight Zone. That was one of the machines along with, let's see, Adam's Family that helped bring back pinball in the 90s. Well, there you have it, guys. A nicely curated selection of pinballs and arcades at the Utah Retro Game Expo. And they've got a ton of consoles here on free play. So yeah, there you go. Let me know if you in the comments if you've ever been to the Utah Retro Game Expo. And what was your favorite arcade you saw here today? Mine is probably Time Pilot. All right, guys, thanks for watching, liking, and subscribing. We'll talk to you in another video.